Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anne if you don't know me. It is great to meet you. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I have had a lot of coffee, so bear with me. Today I'm going to be doing kind of just a pink, soft, glamish kind of like, I don't know, kind of like what I would wear on like a date, like during the daytime maybe, if that makes sense, like a date night with my husband. But then again, I also wear like super dramatic makeup on dates and I don't care, so it doesn't really matter. You can wear this however you want. But I tried to pick really affordable makeup, that way you know you can get it anywhere. Pretty much everything here you can buy online or on that brand's website, so, or in a drugstore. So but pretty much everything's pretty affordable as far as I know. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with my base today, and I'm going to be using the Catrice Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner Primer. And it just looks like that. I've used this a couple times before. It's just kind of nice for smoothing out your pores and making everything nice and soft looking. So I'm just going to warm that up between my hands a little bit and press it into my pores. I don't like to smear this everywhere just because it's kind of, I don't want to say greasy, but it is a little like slick feeling, and I just don't want my foundation to be sliding around or anything. I just want it to kind of blur my pores, you know, what we all want. Give me perfect skin. For foundation, I'm going to be using something kind of glowy and lighter. This is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. This is in the shade LW2. I actually did a review of this foundation a little while ago, along with, in that same video is a review of the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer, which I also really like. But I feel like the two together almost make it just a little too greasy sometimes, like if you're wearing it for a really long time. So that's why I'm not using that primer, but I do really like it. Oh, and this sponge is like $2, and it's, I think it's from e.l.f. It's actually pretty good, or maybe it's from Walmart. I don't know, it's either e.l.f. or Walmart brand, but it's not bad. Like, there's definitely better sponges out there, but considering how cheap it is, I mean, it expands pretty well. It's held up pretty good too. The texture of it is kind of weird and something you have to kind of get used to. Like, it's a bit more, like, I don't want to say scratchy, but you can kind of feel the texture of it a little bit more. But it still does a good job with blending everything out. So in that aspect, like, if you're looking for a super affordable sponge, this is not a bad one in my opinion. I mean, some people might hate this, I don't know. I don't really mind it. I'm not super picky with my sponges though. So I'm just gonna blend this out. I'm gonna add just a little bit more on my cheeks for some extra coverage because I am breaking out all the time on my cheeks and it is the worst. Yeah, I did mention, I think in my video, that like I don't really like that you have to keep dipping back into the bottle every single time you want more product. It's just a little unhygienic, but I mean, what can you do? It's a foundation. I'm sure there's more disgusting things out there than that, so. But yeah, it just is a really nice foundation. It gives like a really nice healthy glow to the skin. I mean, kind of goes along with the name of it being the Healthy Foundation, so it's really nice and it's pretty affordable. I think it's like, well, I don't know, Physicians Formula I feel like is the most expensive drugstore brand there is. So I don't really have a lot of products from them just because I'm like, $15? Like what? That's kind of a little out there. I mean, every time I go into the store and I see Physicians Formula, I'm like, it's just expensive. Like, I don't understand why. I mean, I know it's because they use like better ingredients and everything, so I do understand why, but also it's like, you're a drugstore brand, like calm down. Oh, and I also wanted to talk to you guys about my eyebrows today. This is the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil, and I've used this before, but I haven't used it in a while, and it actually gave me pretty good brows. It has that little triangle tip to it. It actually kind of matches my hair better than the most recent brow products that I've been using, and it's like super duper cheap too, so I mean this is a good like option, I guess, if you're looking for a cheap brow pencil. and it went on pretty smoothly and everything. I don't think my brows look too terrible today, so you can take what you want from that. But for concealer, I'm going to be using the Milani Retouch and Erase Concealer. I don't really like this applicator. It's kind of, it just seems kind of gross because it just kind of gets caked with product, and I don't know. Just put it in a normal tube of Milani, like a normal little doe foot applicator. We would all be happy. I did put like just a little bit of black eyeliner on my tight line. I don't really know why I did that, just because I was doing other things today, so that's what's there in case you're wondering. I did dye my hair. I didn't really talk about that in my last video, but I did dye it. It is a brownish, kind of reddish color. I did add some red to it, so maybe that made it just look a little bit more red. It probably doesn't pick up on camera, but in the light you can kind of tell that it's a bit more coppery looking. Eyeliner is kind of smearing everywhere and I'm having regrets. I'm gonna set my concealer real quick with the RC Mano Color Powder. I've been using this a lot more recently. I kind of forgot about it and then I fell back in love with it, and it's just really good. It's the only loose powder I found so far. I mean, I haven't tried a lot of loose powders, so take this with a grain of salt, but this is the only loose powder that I've tried that doesn't like super duper dry out my under eyes, unless I use like a ton of it, but it's really a pretty light, soft powder, so it's not so bad. And I just kind of take it and like I do a bake with it, but I keep blending until the powder's kind of like disappeared. So I mean, I don't know if you would consider that a bake or just kind of applying a lot of powder. And then I take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. This stuff is so good. And this is the Real Techniques sparkly brush. I forget what the name of this brush is called, but I just press it into my skin. This is pretty much the exact same kind of routine that I did in my last video. This is pretty much what I always do, at least recently. And this powder is just super duper soft, and it mattifies your skin without taking away all of the glow, if that makes any sense. Like it doesn't make your face look all cakey or dried out. I am going to jump into the eyes, and I'm not actually using any actual eyeshadows for the eyes. I'm using my face products. I'm going to be using the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder, and I'm just dipping in with a fluffy brush, and you don't really need to be super zoomed in for this, so I'm not gonna bother. I'm going to just run this through my crease pretty haphazardly. It's kind of a light brown shade, so I don't really need to worry too much about being super precise with it. So yeah, I just run this through my crease. I'm sorry I literally take this out in every single video, but like it's my favorite thing right now and has been for a long time. This is the BH Cosmetics Spotlight Highlighting Palette. I'm sure you guys have seen it if you're a subscriber. And if you're not, become one. Okay, so it just basically has all of these highlight shades in it. Of course, not all of these are suitable for my skin tone because of how pale I am, but a lot of these you can use as eyeshadows, and they are really, really beautiful and very shimmery. So I really like the shade Dream right here, this kind of orangey color. So I think I'm just gonna dip into that with my finger, and as you can see, it's pretty pigmented. Maybe, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to sweep that across my eyelid with my finger. It's so pretty, oh my goodness. And then I'm going to dip into the shade Vivid down here with my pinky, and I'm going to sweep that on kind of the inner half of my eye. Then you got a nice shimmery eyeshadow look that's pretty soft, but it's still super pretty in my opinion. I think I do want to take just a bit of a darker bronzer. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is the Wet n Wild Dulce de Leche contouring palette, and I do actually use this for contouring quite often. I'm just gonna dip into that and kind of run it on just the like outer kind of like in a little C shape just on the outer edge of my eye, just to deepen it just a little bit more. And I'm also gonna take a little kind of flat fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna run that same Dolce color, or whatever, this brown color, on my lower lash line. And then I take a small pencil brush and I'm gonna dip into Glow right here. This is probably my favorite shade in the whole palette. It's just a really nice light gold shade. And I'm just gonna highlight my inner corners with this just a little bit. And I'm also gonna pop it on the brow bone just to add a little more highlight. And that's pretty much all I'm doing as far as eyeshadow goes. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using, oh my god, this pencil looks disgusting, but this is the Jordana 12 Hour Made to Last Liquid Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Espresso Last. It's not a liquid eyeliner, just putting it out there. I don't know why they would call it that, but, you know. And I'm just going to tightline with this on my upper waterline, and I'm also going to kind of add just a little bit of eyeliner, just so that way that the lashes I'm going to be using kind of blend in just a little better. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I lined my eyes and I threw on some lashes. These ones are by Allure, I believe. I forget the exact style, but I will have everything listed and linked down below for you guys. And then I also threw on some mascara. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara. It's not my favorite mascara. It definitely used to be, but I've just moved on to other things that are unfortunately more expensive. So, of course you don't have to put on lashes. You can always do mascara or whatever you want to do. I wear lashes like every single day. And these ones are pretty light and like kind of more natural looking, and they just kind of open up my eyes just a little bit, I think. I don't know. I'm just going to use the same bronzer, the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. I think I listed this as the Sun-Kissed bronzer in a last video, but I don't know why I did that. So I'm just going to use this little angled brush right here, dip into the bronzer, tap it off just a little bit. It is a pretty warm bronzer. It's not very cool toned at all, so if you're looking for that, this might not be the one for you, but it is pretty light. Like it's pretty light toned, and like you kind of have to build it up just a little bit, so you might be able to make it work for you. It's all personal preference. So I don't know what they put into these things, but they smell amazing. Just gonna put a little bit down the sides of my nose just to add a little bit more color. A little bit down here. Using kind of a lot of Essence products today, well, sort of. This is the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade Satin Love, and this is a very lovely color blush. I'm using the Aesthetica P12 brush as usual, and I'm just kind of I'm gonna put on just a little bit more blush than I usually do, just because I kind of want to be peachy looking. A little on my nose. Kind of make it look like I've been out in the sun a little bit. Just like that. Man, I always forget how much I love this blush, and it's so affordable. It's so beautiful, and it's like the perfect color. Like I feel like it could go with so many looks. For highlight, I'm going to use a little bit of this Essence Pure Nude highlighter. Just a little bit, because it's slightly too dark for me, but it also gives like a really nice little kind of tanned glow. I'm gonna kind of run that just all the way down my cheeks. But if I use too much of it, it does make me look like I have kind of a dark streak, so I have to be kind of careful. But it is kind of the kind of super duper light highlight that you can kind of just put everywhere, and it just kind of looks nice and glowy. So for a makeup look like this, I kind of just put it everywhere. And then I go in, I'm going to take the BH Cosmetics highlight palette again, and I'm going to dip into, I'm going to mix the glow shade with the vivid shade, that pink shade. And I'm just focusing this just on the tops of my cheekbones. I'm not putting it everywhere this time. Just because I want to have like a bit of a softer glow. And I'll put it down at the bridge of my nose a little bit too, but sometimes I'll highlight like up here and everything. Not really gonna do that today, so that's that. Gonna set my face. This is the Bella Jade Botanicals Makeup Setting Spray. You can get this on Amazon. It's pretty good. I don't have any complaints so far. I wouldn't say it's the best setting spray I've ever used. It's like $11. But you do get a lot of product, and it does just help melt the product into the skin. I wouldn't say that it necessarily makes my... I wouldn't say that it really makes my products last longer, but I haven't really paid attention to when I use it compared to when I don't use it. So I'm not really sure. A lot of people say they really like it though. I can't say for sure if it's 100% worth $11 or $12 or whatever it is, but it's okay. That's what I can say about it. For lips, I'm going to very lightly line my lips just a little bit with this BH Cosmetics waterproof lip liner in the shade Stripped. And what I mean by lightly is I'm just going along my bottom lid. I just go down here just a little bit, and on my top lip just a little bit. That way when I put on like gloss and stuff, it doesn't kind of just disappear into the rest of my skin, if that makes sense. Like, not that, I don't really think that it does, but it just gives my lips just a little bit more definition. This is a old-ish e.l.f. lipstick in the shade Touch of Pink, and I'm just going to be using a bit of this. And then I'm going to be using the NYX This Is Everything lip oil, and I love this stuff. It's so moisturizing feeling and just glossy and amazing. It doesn't last a really long time, but it does make your lips just look super healthy and juicy, and that's what I love. And it smells good, so you know. Okay, you guys, this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty simple and easy to do in my opinion. And that completes today's video. I hope that you found this helpful or entertaining in some way, and be sure to give it a like and subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye. Why is my left hand so awkward? I'm like, it wasn't nothing too complicated. No, okay. Be sure to leave this video a like and a thumbs up. I'm gonna give this video a like and a thumbs up. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found, okay, you guys. Completes today's look. I hope that you found this video helpful or useful or entertaining in some way. Isn't it helpful and useful the same thing? I can't do an intro.